Week 10 of the 2025 NFL season is here. I'm sorry if I don't have the most energy right now. I'm still getting over getting sick from last week, last Halloween, which is why I made the short for week 9 instead of a usual full video like this. I do feel better enough to make a full video, but we gotta do some housekeeping, house cleaning around here. First and foremost, I'm sorry to say that I will be continuing to make, picks to give out. I will not be tailing my own picks anymore because I made a decision to stop betting for the rest of the regular football season. I'll bring it back around come the playoffs, but I'm, as I've said before in past videos, I'm currently saving for a place to live, and while I've been making a decent amount of money off screen on my own like personal parlays on football and basketball, the amount that I've wagered and the amount that I've won is so narrow in difference that I fear if I bet anymore, I will be going into the negative, and that's something I can afford to do right now with such a big life event coming on the horizon. So, for my own personal well-being and financial well-being, I will be still giving out bets for you, and I won't sell for you guys. But pardon me, I'm also still sick. No more. I won't be taking my own bets. So there's that. So also no more Moneybags Manta parlays for the regular season. Again, maybe I'll bring it back around come the playoffs, but I just can't be doing it right now. I'll also be I'll try to be high energy this video, but I'm gonna have this cough for probably months because that's what happens every time I get sick. Enough of that. Let's go over last week. I went 8-6 in my predictions, but I also ate shit in my bets. I think I went minus like 4 units entirely, almost like a full 4 units, and now we're down to negative 3.66. So that sucks. Hopefully, I'll be able to fight back against it. So let's see what we got here for this slate of games in Week 10. Now shut your mouth. Let's talk ball. Also, I'm going to be taking drinks of water probably every couple minutes, so apologies in advance. The Raiders versus the Broncos on Thursday Night Football tonight. The Broncos, man, they're such a weird team. They're kind of pissing me off because their record does not reflect how good they actually are. They're mad overrated. They keep getting away with games and winning games that they really shouldn't be winning. That Giants game last week, that Texans game where if CJ Stroud didn't get concussed, then Texans would have won that easily. Texans was the sharp play that week, but Davis Mills is not him. And Broncos beat a team that only kicked field goals. Only by 3, though, because they kicked a field goal of their own. Pardon me. Meanwhile, the Raiders are coming off a pretty sad loss against the Jaguars. It was a slow game for them at first, and then they went back and forth in the second half, picked up, went to overtime. Jaguars scored in overtime first. Raiders scored. I will give the Raiders credit for having testicles, for having the balls to go for 2 in overtime and not just take the tie. Also at their stage in the season, they couldn't really afford to just take a tie either. They need a win to their name. But it got batted down in the at the line of scrimmage, so Raiders face heartbreak yet again. There's a tiny, tiny part of me that wants to take the Raiders. Wants to take the Raiders to win this game because the Broncos are getting away with so much bullshit that eventually the Broncos are this year's Chiefs, not to the same extent because the Broncos wins aren't nearly as like black magic-y as the Chiefs, but it's what it feels like. It feels like that they're doing all this bullshit and getting away with games. They realistically should probably be like 5-4 rather than 7-2 at least. Uh, they do have a top 5, maybe even top 3 defense in the league. I don't think they have the best defense. I think Texans defense is the best in the league. They should win this game. Broncos should win this game. They are the better team defensively, and while their offense is inconsistent, it should be enough to overcome the Raiders' defense, and the Raiders' offense is also very inconsistent. I'm debating on whether I should take the Raiders to cover. It's a division matchup, so it might be closer than I think it might be. You know what? Fuck it, because I'm going against the Broncos here. The Broncos are going to win, but the Raiders are going to cover. Give me the Raiders plus 9.5. That is a play. Oh, like I said, I'm not going to take any of my own bets, but y'all want to bet it, I'll help you guys make money. Alright, next game. The Falcons versus the Colts. The Colts suffered their second loss last week against the Steelers, and the Falcons, they staged the best comeback they could, but yet again they fall to the Patriots in heartbreaking fashion, but that's nothing new for them, 28-3. Even though both teams are coming off of pretty bad losses, Falcons' loss wasn't that bad. They just broke their own hearts. Colts just flat out got outplayed by the Steelers. I think they committed a total of 6 turnovers, and Daniel Jones turned into New York Giants Daniel Jones and not Indiana Jones. However, the Falcons are way too inconsistent to bet on and be reliable, and the Colts are going to use this home game as a bounce back. The Colts have yet to lose at home this season. I have no official bet for this game, but give me Colts to win. Colts will probably cover this spread if it's only 6.5 points. I don't feel strongly enough to bet on it, though. Next game. I hate being sick. The Saints versus the Panthers. The Panthers are coming off the biggest win probably of the year. Cause what I think it's probably upset of the year, right? Panthers beating the Packers, who were at one point Super Bowl favorites and are now, fallen from grace. Their offense can't really seem to be getting anything going. They're becoming crazy inconsistent too. I think their record is currently at 5 wins, 3 losses and a tie now, if I'm remembering correctly. I think the Packers took their bye week, didn't they? I think they're 5 wins, I know, and a tie. 2 losses, because they lost to the the Panthers and the Browns. Meanwhile, the Saints are the Saints, though. They're down a good player in Rashid Shaheed after the trade. They've only gotten worse. Tyler Shuck, however you say his name. He didn't look, horrendous. He looked as good as a New Orleans Saints team that's tanking right now could be. Even though this is a division game, easy win for the Panthers. Give me the Panthers to win. Panthers to cover. I don't know if I should give out a Panthers spread pick. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, Panthers minus 5.5. Why not? They can go 6 points. They can lay 6 points on the Saints. Give me the Panthers minus 5.5. That's a bet. Next game. I'm sorry that I'm kind of speed running these a little faster than usual. I'm I don't have the energy this week. I'm sorry. I hate being sick. The Giants versus the Bears. The Bears are on the come up, man. They have, oh my god, I'm so sad about this. They have the same fucking record as the Lions. That's why the jersey of shame back there, well, that's not usually the jersey of shame, but right now it's the jersey of shame. It's not being worn on the person. It's hung up in the light reflecting area because they did me dirty. My Lions let me down at home against the fucking Vikings, but we'll talk about that in a bit. The Bears are coming off a big win against the Bengals where they had a monster game, over 80 points total scored in the game. Bears were dominating at one point. Bengals staged a big comeback, took the lead with like less than 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter, I want to say. And then they were able to storm down the field. Colson Loveland gets the game-winning touchdown. There were a lot of trick plays made by the Bears in classic Ben Johnson fashion. And it looks like Ben Johnson is finally, like, he's gotten this Bears offense to gel with his play calling style that he founded in the Lions. So Bears are looking more dangerous than they've ever been, and the Giants are coming off a pretty bad loss against the 49ers. They just got flat out outplayed. Now, I want the Giants to win this. The Bears are probably going to win this because the Giants are still neutered for the rest of the season. I'd say just tank if you happen to win a couple games here and there. You know, whatever. This is no longer a season that the Giants can turn into something successful in like the win-loss records. This is something that this is Jackson Dart's practice. Okay, this is Jackson Dart getting experience in the pro leagues so he can stop making the mistakes like how he threw that game-losing interception against the Broncos that one week. It's all about getting him onto, you know, higher NFL caliber standards because he's already playing great. He's easily the best quarterback of this year's draft class without a shadow of a doubt. He probably should have been the number one pick over Cam Ward. But against this Bears defense this will be a close game because of that, but Bears offense should blow past the Giants defense, which isn't that great. As much as I want the Giants to win, Bears are going to win. I'll say Giants might cover, but I'm not confident enough to make that a bet, so not going to be taking that one. Bears, please lose, so that way the Lions can break away from you in our division, because if the Bears surpass us, I will cry. And Giants, even though I don't think you're going to win, it would be very epic if you prove me wrong. Next game. I hate it, man. I hate it. Every time I get sick, quick little side tangent. Every time I get sick with a cold, I get a cough that lingers for like 2 months at least. I don't know why, but that's just how it is for me, and I hate it. And it's just something I'm just kind of like bummed out that I might have to deal with in videos going forward for like, maybe the rest of the regular season. Fuck me. Jaguars versus Texans. This should have been a fun game. We've already seen this divisional matchup play out once before earlier this season, but now it's going to be a shit game because Davis Mills is playing, and this line should probably be way more in the Jaguars' favor. Why is it only like a 1.5 point difference in the spread? It's basically a pick'em. Excuse me. Now, I know the Texans do have the best defense in the league, and that might be able to keep them in the game, but without CJ Stroud, Texans are not going to win. Jaguars are going to win this game. Jaguars win. Jaguars cover. I want to give out Jaguars money line as a bet, but I can't bet against that Texans defense. Shit. I don't know, dog. I just don't know. Yeah, no, no bet here. No bet. The too many unknowns with this game. The spread should be a lot wider. Jaguars win. Davis Mills is not good. The Texans are gonna lose, sadly. Jaguars win. Next game. Bills versus Dolphins. Like another divisional matchup, what we've already seen play out before. Dolphins are cooked. They're done this year. They ain't winning too many games. And you already know I'm still on they fired Chris Greer. They fired one person. They haven't gotten rid of Mike McDaniels yet somehow. I don't know what the fuck kind of dirt he has on the Miami owners to not get fired. But his luck can't last forever, and this will be another game against him. The Dolphins have no chance in this one. I'm hesitant to take the Bills spread here because I think Hang on, let me check. What was the last time? What was the score on the Bills-Dolphins game? The last time they played, it was week, 3? Okay, it was a 10-point difference, and it was at home in Buffalo, so it could be something different with this game. Dolphins at home might... No play for me this week. No play. The Dolphins might cover the spread, but I also would never bet on the Dolphins in my life this season, so no bet for me on this game. Next game, the Ravens versus the Vikings. Now this is one I will be betting on. Well, not me in reality, but this one I will give out as a pick. Vikings are on the come up from beating the Lions. Ugh, yeah. It hurts. It makes me proud. That's probably what got me sick. Even though, actually, what day was Halloween again? Halloween was the 31st. No, I was sick on Halloween already. No, it made me feel worse though. Lamar is back and the Ravens are back. The defense has gotten better. The offense is clicking. Lamar is playing like he never left at all, like he was never injured. Ravens are going to win this game, even though the Vikings defense is low-key nice. Isaiah Rodgers might be the single best defensive player in the whole year, not up for DPOY for whatever reason. But that Ravens offense with Lamar is just fucking next level, dude. Vikings had their Super Bowl last week, but now they're going to come crashing back down to earth, even if they are at home. Give me the Ravens, -3.5. That is a bet that I will give out to you, and I believe that one should hit. Next game. Browns versus the Jets. The Jets had a fire sale at the trade deadline earlier this week. They traded away Sauce Gardner to the Colts for 2 first-round picks, and they traded away Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys for, a first and a second-round pick? So now the Colts will have 2 first-round picks next year and 3 first-round picks in 2027. Jets have gone in full rebuild mode. They're going tank mode. They're not going to try to win any games for the rest of the year. Browns win this easily. Give me Browns to win, Browns to cover. Even though Browns are also kind of not great, they still are going to be playing to get their quarterbacks some experience. Dillon Gabriel still needs to, train himself up. Quinshaw Jukins, get him some more experience. Browns win, Browns cover. Give me a Browns money line here. That is a bet. That should be probably the surest thing of the week. Next game. Patriots versus Buccaneers. Now this is going to be the best game of the week. This is the one I'm most excited to watch. Because real ball knowers know that Patriots are low-key really nice this year. Probably a top 10 team in the league right now, which is crazy because we're only 5 years removed from the Brady era. And, if you're an AFC football fan, especially in the, AFC East conference, I'm pretty sure they're in, you are, shitting your pants. Unless you're a Patriots fan, in which case, you're on cloud 9 right now. But if you're a Dolphins, Bills, oh god, especially a Bills fan, fucking end it all, ready to end it all. You already had to worry about Patrick Mahomes, now you gotta worry about Drake Maye. Fuck, dude. My heart goes out to you. The Buccaneers are still banged up. No word of Bucky Irving coming back. No word of Chris Godwin coming back. We all know that Mike Evans is still out for a majority of the year. Probably for his own sake, shouldn't come back at all this year. Baker Mayfield, the past 2 games has not been good. He got completely shut down by the Legion of Whom a couple weeks ago, and 3 weeks ago, and then 2 weeks ago, he didn't have to try at all against the Saints and didn't really do anything. I have him in fantasy, so that fucking sucked for me. I think him not trying cost me my fantasy week that week. But in this game, he's going to have to try in order to win. These are going to be 2 high pass heavy teams. The run game has not been the best for both teams. I think right now Rashad White is better than Ramondre Stevenson or Travion Henderson, wherever the fuck they've got at running back for the Patriots right now. But who gives a shit about the run game? The run game is irrelevant. It's all about the pass game. Oh God, excuse me. And this pass game is going to make this the most electric game of the week. I hope it's high scoring. As much as I want the Patriots to... Well, it's not really that I want the Patriots to be good, because we've already had to go through that enough. It'd be nice to see Drake Maye do good. Drake Maye is on fire. He's like, every week it sounds like he's breaking another, Tom Brady or Patriots franchise record, or even just general NFL quarterback record. And Baker Mayfield, while he's not been playing to that MVP level that the Lions sucked him from his soul, I think the Buccaneers will have, coupled with the home advantage and their roster overall still being slightly better than the Patriots. I'll take Emeka Egbuka over Stephon Diggs, even though Diggs is really good. And, Baker Mayfield can make McDonald's employees look like star receivers. So give me the Buccaneers -2.5. That is a bet. I'm going for it, or I'm going for it for you guys. So take that as an official play next game. Fuck me, dude. The Cardinals versus the Seahawks. The Cardinals, coming off a win on Monday Night Football against the Cowboys. And we got another quarterback controversy this year. First, it was Mac Jones with Brock Purdy. And, at least with that one, you can make the argument that, okay, 49ers literally just paid Purdy. Even if Mac Jones is straight up better than Brock Purdy, they can't financially justify starting him over Purdy once Purdy is fully healthy again. So that's that. But now here comes Jacoby Brisket. Kyler was already not good. He's just not that good of a quarterback. He's the most mid quarterback of all time. Purdy was playing mid this season, and he is also just kind of a middling quarterback. But man, there's no debate. There's literally no question about it. There's no debate to be had. Kyler's getting benched. Kyler's been injured for 2-3 weeks, and only just now did the Cardinals decide to place him on IR to keep him out for that minimum 4 weeks. Yeah, right after they found out Jacoby Brissett is balling with this team. Yeah, no, Kyler, you're done. Your days as a starter in the Cardinals are over. Jacoby Brissett is the new franchise quarterback for the Cardinals, or at the very least, he is their new starter. Maybe if he keeps playing good this year, he could be the franchise. That'd be incredible. Last year he was eating dicks in New England, keeping Drake Maye from getting the early start, day one start that he probably should have the whole time. And now he's been balling. Trey McBride's been balling. Marvin Harrison Jr. has been having way better games with Jacoby than he ever did with Kyler. It's going good for them. Unfortunately for the Cardinals, they're going up against the Seahawks. Sam Darnold last Sunday night put up probably one of the greatest quarterback performances of all time. And that's not exaggeration, that's not hyperbole. I'm pretty sure his first half stats, he went 16 for 16. 175 yards at least in the first half. Between 140 175. Didn't miss a single pass. JSN is hands down the best receiver in the league. The only competition he has is Puka. But for my money, JSN is the best this year without a shadow of a doubt. He's dropping 100-yard games like it's fucking nothing. He's probably, if he's not already at 1,000 yards, he's gonna get there by week 12 at the very latest. He might put up a fucking 2,000-yard season if we blink. As good as the Cardinals have been getting, This is just not a game they can win against this better division rival. Give me the Seahawks to win. Seahawks to cover. Yeah, fucking Seahawks to cover 6.5. They can lay that on the Cardinals. Their defense ain't that great. Yeah, Seahawks are just so good right now, dude. It's crazy. Next game. The Rams versus the 49ers. I hate it. I hate being sick. Rams are... A lot of people are touting up the Rams to be the best team in the league. I think they're definitely top 3. I don't know about the very best, but Matthew Stafford is having a amazing season. He's a future Hall of Famer, no doubt in my mind. Puka and Devontae are balling. Kyron is balling. The defense is balling. They're probably the most well-rounded team in the whole league. Meanwhile, the 49ers, they're hard to get a read on. It seems like every fucking week they're putting another life on the altar of CMC and his German witch doctor blood cult magic. Last week, it wasn't enough that they just had to take their first-round pick in Michael Williams, and now he's out for the season too, alongside Fred Warner and Nick Bosa. But even his own goddamn brother on the Commanders, which we'll talk about the Commanders in just a little bit, even his life had to be sacrificed upon the altar of the CMC blood leg medicine that he's got pumping through his body. The Rams should be able to get their lick back for last time these two teams played, where they choked it against the ICU Niners. Give me the Rams to win, Rams to cover. Not going to be betting it because 49ers have home field advantage. Well, even though home field advantage means nothing here because this game's going to be played in California either way. The spread is a little too wide on both sides of the ball for me to take, and the money line's not that great either, so no bet from me here. But Rams should win. Rams might cover too, but not confident enough in that to take it for you guys. Next game, my Lions versus the Commanders. Dan Quinn, that motherfucker Dan Quinn, robbed us of what should have been an amazing Sunday evening game. This was supposed to be the Lions lick back. Lions get their lick back for the divisional round of the playoffs last year, where we went in as the 1 seed and then got upset by the Commanders, those goddamn upstarts. Jayden Daniels was balling. He turned our defense was fucking Swiss cheese, third string starters at the time, but he still was able to overcome the odds and beat us. Cementing it as one of the greatest rookie seasons of all time. And we should have gotten our lick back here, just like we got our lick back against the 49ers in the regular season last year, after they had beaten us in the playoffs the year before. But Dan Quinn, that stupid son of a bitch, robbed us by getting Jayden Daniels injured. And I know that this is a slightly unpopular opinion on whether you should take out your starting players when you're really down in a football game, but the Seahawks were destroying the Commanders the entire game. Down 38-7, was it? No, 31-7. No. It was 30 because they were down 31. Down 31 was trending on Twitter when this happened. It was 38-7. It was like, 7.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The Commanders were in their own fucking end zone. It was a horrible, horrible situation for the Commanders. The game was lost. The game was fucking lost. There's no chance the Commanders were going to come back. Sam Darnold had literally one of the greatest halves in football of all time. Literally like one of the greatest quarterback performances of all time. Jason kept getting the ball. He got 8-10 receptions, dropped 100 yards on him. They scored on him every which way. Commanders should have just surrendered, should have just taken their starters out of the game. They had no chance of a comeback. It was obvious. Just, live to fight another day, take it on the chin, move on. But nope. Dan Quinn said was like, you know what? It doesn't matter that our injury-prone quarterback this year, because mind you, Jayden Daniels had been, dealing with injuries on and off this season a decent bit, Marcus Mariota's had to come in a few times, like they last week during the what was it Monday Night Football with the Chiefs. Jayden Daniels was out for that. So you'd think you'd take your injury-prone quarterback out of the game when you're down 31 with 7.5 minutes left and it's hopeless. There's no chance for a comeback. Any comeback chance you could have staged, Seahawks could have quelled instantly with another touchdown. It's over. It's over. The game's over. If you were a good coach, you'd realize that, Dan Quinn. But no, you kept him in, and what happens? Jayden Daniels suffers one of the most gruesome, worst injuries I've ever seen watching a football game. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. He dislocated his elbow. The official medical diagnosis is that he dislocated his elbow. But when you watch it, he is coming to the... I can only do it like this, but imagine his arm is down here, but you can't really see it like this. So imagine this area right here is the ground. He's coming down. There's a defender on his other side that's pushing him down, tackling him, and he's trying to put his hand out to, catch himself, but he comes down awkwardly on it, and his whole arm just turns 180 degrees. You can see it, pointing in the complete opposite direction that it should be pointing. It's horrible. There's silence in the stadium. We just watched Jayden Daniels suffer even though thankfully it was only his left arm and not his throwing arm, so it's not the kind of injury that permanently alters a player forever. But man, why did you have to do that? I don't want to see this kid turn into RG3 all over again. He's already been dealing with injuries this season. You should have just taken him out. Now he's probably... If Commanders' front office is smart, Jayden Daniels is out for the season. I don't give a shit that his timetable says that, maybe he could come back and towards the end of the season. No, his season's fucking done. He's already been dealing with injuries. He just suffered one of the worst TV injuries I've ever seen. Keep him out. Keep him out. He's done. He's done. Your season's over. And you've robbed the Lions of what should have been a very fun get back that we had to earn, but now you've robbed us of that. So now Lions are going to win very, very easily. It's not even going to be a contest. Even though we lost to J.J. McCarthy, it's not going to be a contest. Lions win. Lions cover. Lions minus 7.5. That's a bet. Please win this so we can get back into the win column after the sad performance we had last week where our defense didn't show up, aside from Terry and Arnold, which is hilarious because that's the only time Terry and Arnold's ever really shown up before, but I digress. Just talking about this game made me more sick. Damn you, Dan Quinn. Next game. Steelers versus the Chargers. This is going to be a pretty fun game. These are both pretty high-tier teams, all things considered. Chargers, I think, are better on both sides of the ball. Well, maybe... I don't know about defense. The big story with this game is that Joe Alt suffered another injury last week, this time a season-ending one, and Justin Herbert's going to have less protection on that O-line. Meanwhile, Steelers, they handed the Colts, the big bad Colts, their second loss on the year. So Steelers are... It feels weird. Steelers are they're still on track to get a 9-8 above 500 season, like they're always destined to do. But it feels like they're losing against the teams that they should be beating, but then winning against the teams they shouldn't be beating. So part of me wants to take the Steelers here because I think the Chargers should beat the Steelers, and therefore the Steelers would beat the Chargers. But for my pick here, I'm going to say Chargers win, Chargers cover, Chargers minus 2.5. That's a bet. I think the Chargers need to win this. Considering how competitive both the Broncos and Chiefs are going to be throughout the rest of the year to fight for that number one spot in their division, Chargers need to win, and never, give them another game. They're playing behind the Broncos, and they're still ahead of the Chiefs, but they need to keep that foot all the way down on the gas pedal. They need to put distance between the Chiefs, and they need to catch up to the Broncos. So Chargers will win, Chargers to cover. Minus 2.5. Chargers is my bet for this game. We'll see how that plays out. Finally, Monday Night Football, the Eagles versus the Packers. Another playoff revenge game. We got Packers running it back for the wild card last year. Although, much like last year, I feel like it's going to go the same way as it did before. The Eagles are going to beat the Packers. Not just saying that because it benefits me as a Lions fan to have the Packers lose. That way the Lions can jump up to claim the number 1 spot in the division and host a playoff game. But I think the Eagles are just flat out better right now. You know, they've had a kind of early season lull with that whole Broncos and Giants loss, and they haven't been looking incredible. Last week against the Giants, well, not last week, 2 weeks ago against the Giants, they looked like they were putting themselves back together. Saquon is getting more involved in that offense, which they desperately needed to do because he's one of the best running backs in the league, so why not have him as part of your offense the whole time? Packers are, meanwhile, looking very inconsistent. They're losing games that they shouldn't be losing, and even when they win games, it's not as dominant as it should be. They keep their games close, and that shit's just not going to fly with the Eagles this time. They're going to try their hardest, God bless them, but the Eagles are going to win this game. Eagles are going to cover. Somehow the Packers are favorites here, which is fucking wild to me. How are the Eagles underdogs right now after losing? The Packers lost to the fucking... Packers lost to the fucking Panthers, and they're the favorites? Nah, fuck that. Eagles money line, easiest bet of the whole week. I love it, love it, love it. They're going to win. They're going to cover. Eagles money line is a bet. They're going to win. I cannot believe. Is this like a public underdog thing? I don't know, but I cannot believe it's like this. Once again, apologies for the relative low energy of this video. I hate being sick, and it's probably going to be like this, full disclosure, for the next couple weeks, sadly. Hopefully I'll be doing a lot better a week from now for week 11, but we'll see. Get excited, though, because this should be going up on Thursday night, still before the Thursday Night Football game. Either Friday or Saturday, probably this Saturday, I will be uploading a more long-form scripted kind of football video, a mid-season power ranking, as I alluded to in my Week 9 short that I put out last week. So I'm really excited to get that done. I'm working on the script for it right now. I have all the teams figured out on the ranking. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it'll be fun to make a video kind of like the NFL tier list that I made at the start of the season. Because as much fun as these weekly videos are, it is nice to make like a longer form project. So look forward to that. This has been my Week 10 predictions and picks. I'm Neon Manta, and you will see me next time, hopefully a little less ill than before.